Hello, everybody. You're listening to News on the Mic podcast, episode 5, where we talk about the latest controversial events in the UK and we pick out one comment on Instagram of a topic that you want us to talk about. So, we're your hosts. I'm Christian and I'm here with
Ava.
So, let's talk about the main topics of the week so you guys can get informed, which is obviously why we're all here. And yes, we have braved the outside world to be here, risking the virus itself and being mugged for our hand sanitizer. So you're welcome. We're here. I'm sat on a throne made out of toilet rolls, which I've pillaged from the local shop amidst all the panic buying idiots that are out and about. So watch out for that.
In case you haven't worked it out by now, we're going to start the episode off with things that's scaring the entire world right now. Coronavirus!
Scary stuff.
If you're a caveman or have never seen news or the internet, coronavirus began in Wuhan in China and has now spread across the world to countries like Italy, the US, Spain, and now the UK with over 5 confirmed deaths as of today. Recently, I read on the Daily Mail that if you have a cough, you will have to self-isolate yourself. I'll read the article out right now. Everyone with a cough could be told to self-isolate as Boris Johnson warns there are extensive preparations to move Britain to delay phase of coronavirus combat plan. What do you think about this? Do you think it's a good idea to self-isolate?
I think what's going to happen is that some people are going to use this to get themselves a nice 2 weeks off work. I think they're just going to be like, oh, well, I got a cough, so that's it, game over. I'm indoors. Of course, as well, that you'll probably have people who are genuinely have the virus that will end up turning up to work. If workplaces aren't going to give people paid time off, then people who need the money, they're going to end up going to work anyway and probably infecting people. So really, it's a big mess. We don't know what's going to happen. Italy got locked down as of yesterday, pretty much lockdown of the whole country now. So unless that happens here, it's only going to get worse, more dangerous. It'll probably be on lockdown, this country, I reckon, in a couple of weeks' time. But another thing I've heard about too is that I've heard that the East Asian community are being harassed on the streets with racist comments due to the outbreak of coronavirus, which I think is ridiculous. I mean, it's part of their culture to wear the masks to protect not just themselves but other people from the illness, and it's just part of their culture. So if you see Asian people wearing a mask, it doesn't mean that they're all infected, because you get that people have that ignorant mindset where they just think, oh well, you're Asian and so you probably have the coronavirus. No, not the case. Don't be racist, guys.
All right, moving on. Tiny Temper, the infamous UK grime and rap artist, complained to British Airways about their lack of cleanliness of their planes. The musician filmed 2 videos which he posted on his social media account showing a dirty pillow and his chrome-covered seat while saying, I am wiping down this aircraft now, because of coronavirus as well. But a quick question, BA, why are your things so dirty? What's this about? How come man spend so much money on a ticket and your seats are always so dirty? It's effing nasty. Sort it out, BA. So I saw these videos on social media and it really did not look good for British Airways, who have yet to respond to them, but no doubt they'll be making sure those seats are super clean going forward, especially with the coronavirus crisis worsening.
So we have Robin on the line, who has recently been on a British Airways flight to Paris and has had an even worse story to tell us. Hi, Robin, are you there?
Hello.
Hi. So could you talk to us about your experience of your flight to Paris on British Airways?
Oh, yeah, it was terrible. I don't know what to say. The seats were absolutely covered in just mess. The aisles, they were dirty, bits of scrap all over the floor. It's quite horrible, mate.
Wow, so even on the seats and on the tray tables and stuff?
Yeah, even chairs in front of me. The instruction manuals you get, those were all sticky.
Oh, yeah.
There was just horrid conditions.
So,
I didn't want to be on the flight. An hour in, I just felt physically sick.
Yeah, so
I just
you
couldn't
didn't
wait for
complain
the
to
flight.
any of the staff on the plane? Did they have anything to say about it, or?
Yeah, I talked to the staff on the plane, and they just apologised for the conditions. Like, I had to point out to them where all the mess was. They told me they was really sorry, and they just advised that I put in a formal complaint to British Airways through their website.
Was
Yeah.
this
And, like,
both on your way there and back?
well, it was better on the way back, but it was still quite bad. Like, the cleaning procedure must just be terrible. Like, I don't know who's being paid to clean those planes, but
Yeah,
someone
they're
needs
either
to do a
not being
better
paid
job.
enough or they're not being like used enough, like the workers. I don't know. Like it's bad when you end up having to just take your own wipes on a plane. Like that shouldn't happen.
I know, I just felt uncomfortable the whole time. Just really awful, because I know it's probably
So we seem to have lost Robin.
Thank you, Robin. Thank you for sharing your story. We basically got the gist. I mean, he went on his flight, and the conditions were unacceptable, and they're going to have to sort that out going forward because there's going to be a lot more scrutiny on airlines, especially with this virus going forward. You have to make sure everything is, clinically clean. So now on to our final topic of the day, which is decided by you on Instagram, and we had a comment from Chloe who said, "Can you talk about International Women's Day?" So yes, Chloe, we can. And as we all know, International Women's Day was yesterday, and to be honest, I had a blast. And joining us now, we have the strongest independent woman we know. Hi Amanda, thank you for joining us today. So what did you do on International Women's Day?
Oh yeah, so basically I went to a workshop where I helped those who are in secondary school basically understand the importance of International Women's Day and how it is amazing to be like an independent female, to be someone who obviously thinks for themselves as a woman. So I met this lovely lady. She was basically a director of a company, of a social media company, and she's really young. She's 27 years old, and for her to be a director of such a successful company, I thought was absolutely amazing.
Really inspired you in your career?
It did inspire me because I'm someone, I do like to think of myself as a very independent woman. I do believe in feminism. So I do have high expectations of myself in the future. I'd love to be a director of a company one day.
Yeah.
Imagine being a female director of a really successful company, which we do have a lot of these days, but I feel like we could still have more.
Definitely needs to be some improvement in that area, I think.
100%.
I think the stats show that it's definitely still skewed towards males. So
Yeah. But we are smart ladies, all our lovely lady listeners, and we can get there. So what I like about International Women's Day is it really makes me reflect on all the things I've done this year and like what I aspire to do next year. So like, for example, next year I'd love to work for like a really big company, because I do work for one now, but I'd love to work for like a really big one where I have a really high role and people kind of like look up to me.
Yeah.
That's what I would love to do. So it does make me reflect quite a bit.
Well, thanks for that, Ramanda. Here's to strong women. May we know them, may we be them, and may we raise them.
So, on that note, that's it for this episode of News on the Mic. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening. Please follow us on Instagram below and tune in next week for the next episode.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.